good morning, evening, and night, everyone. Lemon here, and I'm here with the Union Arena Grand Champion for both Saturday and Sunday. The winners face off, and this is the winner here, Jimmy Zhang, with his blue Sakuna deck. How do you feel right now? I know you just came off the stage and stuff like that. How do you?
Honestly, hasn't synced in yet.
Hasn't synced in yet, yeah.
About like the trip and everything.
You excited to go to Japan and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've been, but it's definitely exciting to go. And I don't know, I'm going to be participating or anything, but as a guest, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely fun just to be there and
yeah,
you know.
It's going to be fun. I'm going to get to play more UA, keep practicing UA.
Maybe meet some of the top Japanese players and
that'd be great.
Pick their brains a little bit, you know, stuff like that. So that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into the deck list real quick.
My name is Jimmy. I'm from California. Normally play around Los Angeles area.
Okay.
Yeah.
California, LA. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's start off with zeros. I played 13 zero drops.
13. Okay, that's a good amount.
One number more than the normal count. I play 4 Nabaras, 4 Yujis, 3 Kentos, and 2 Takumis.
Okay.
The way I wanted to count is I wanted some more trigger cards, so that's why I have the 2 of these right here and 4 Nabaras. And then I also wanted to keep my Kento counts high because I play the Kento raids and specials and the colors.
Now, quick question with the special and Nanami here.
Yes.
Do you only wait till you have a Nanami, or is there times where you use the special without having the Nanami and just put something at the top of their deck? Because chances are they're going to choose top in most cases, right?
Most cases they will choose top. I try to play a Nanami out if it's like a vanilla raid or the zero drop. If I get a chance to play the color raid, I play it, but that's slightly harder because just you want the extra 3 draws, and if your sideline's not filtered with cards, you can't do that.
I just know some situations where you don't see the Nanami and you're like, don't want to hold on to the special for too long. You
absolutely.
Don't want that,
if the hands get
too clunked up,
and I have too many specials, then I'm forced to do something like that. But
in most cases,
it came out when my Kentos were
which is always nice.
Or they were in the trigger, so like that was great.
With this setup, you don't tend to break out with zeros or something like that, right? I feel like your ratios are pretty low on that.
I thought so, but throughout the tournament, I had a few games that were really wild. You can even talk about that a little bit later and like explain one of the wildest game I had.
Okay.
Okay, and then I guess you keep going.
Go ahead.
All right, so the 2 drops, I only have 2 Makis because that's kind of all I could fit. So I got 8 2 energy cards, 4 Gojos, and 4 Yujis. You need the Yujis for the rating, and then the Gojos. I didn't play the 1 drop bounce because I didn't want to lose tempo by picking card back to hand. So I play the Gojos. You know, if times I don't get to play the 2 drop energies, I try to play more of the 0 drops to get to that point.
Are these the only non-triggers you have in the deck? Are these 6 cards right here?
Yes, I believe just the Makis and the Gojos are the ones that are it.
Yeah, I feel like Gojo's a really good choice. He's a 2/1, gets you that 4 energy a little bit faster. If you don't see that 3rd 0, it can be really tough to get to 3 sometimes. So I need that consistency with the 2 energy. Also, not a raid target. Important to point that out. You know.
Yes.
So you don't have to ever sacrifice him to promote something to the front line, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. And then next is my higher drops. Let's go with the 4 color triggers.
4 colors.
I play the Kentos over the Yujis because I'm playing the Kento specials. And actually,
or do you like the ability better?
I also like the ability better. And then sometimes if the games get stalled out, the impact can come in play if my deck is low enough. The character gains impact, and with that you have the special colored impacts, and then the raid impacts, and also the Sakuna impacts. So
you have a lot of impacts.
You have a lot of impacts to kind of close out the game. Like if you need to
we did in the finals, closing out the game with the Sakuna was really nice.
Yes. And then we're playing 4 of the Yujis and 4 of the Sakunas.
Of course. That's standard in any deck, of course.
Yeah, pretty much very standard.
I know
you need a raid. This is a great raid target. to filter cards, and a UG is a very good tempo play.
Yeah, I know some people cut down on the UGs. Would you recommend that at all? You forward on the UGs?
I guess certain matchups, like maybe you don't want to see UG. Like if I'm swinging with Sukuna and you get a UG raid, that's not the best because maybe I'm at 5K now because of finger.
Yeah.
So you can't really bounce this.
Yeah.
And other matchups that have big 5K bodies is not the best. But
Kogias and stuff like that.
yeah, I mean, like, odds are they're not going to have everything out on the field that's going to be 5K or something like that.
So there's always something.
A free raid, a free raid is great just to get a big body out and to tempo swing kind of.
Tempo swing the board, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm not playing the 5-drop Sukunas just because I don't fit them because I play the Kento line. I think that card's
you
great.
You feel like it's too expensive?
A little too expensive.
You're all fours right now. So
yes, a little too expensive just because I'm also not playing the color UGs. The color UGs give you 2 energy versus the Kentos.
And stuff like that.
Correct.
Too, yeah.
But I also believe that version of the deck is very strong. I think maybe this into that deck, close to even footing, if not maybe Sukuna slightly better, just because you can tap something, swing for game, quicker.
It's another version of impact.
Yes.
Yes.
I play 4 fingers.
4 fingers, of course.
4 specials and 4 domain expansions.
Yep. Any matchups you feel were just very difficult going into with this deck at all?
I was practicing with a buddy of mine, Jackie from California. Thank you for the practice. He was playing a purple Gios. I haven't played against any of the Gios decks, so when playing against that, when I was practicing, because there was a potential that would have got to the finals and I might have played that.
Against
so
purple
I was practicing with him a little bit before the match started, and he was rolling me with it, so it was a little scary.
I do feel like also Purple Gogias with all the impact swings it has, the force block, the KO, the 3K, you can't move up the Makis, you can't move up the two energy UGs as much because they could just be popped so easily.
Yeah, but at the same time, you want to move that up because a force block on a raid or a vanilla 4
so much
is
worse.
disgusting. It's not great, right? So I thought that was a little scary.
Yeah.
But honestly, not so much. I was just trying to like play my game, play so that I didn't dead draw or was able to play out the game. And it worked out.
You did really great. Congratulations on the win again. Super excited for you in Japan.
Yeah, thank you.
I personally love Blue Sukuna. I think it's a really good deck. I just want to pick your brain because I run Toto in my deck. What do you think about the 5-1 Toto?
I think the Toto is amazing. I think like if you can fit it, if you can fit it, like it's very the list is very
it's a
very tight list. So if you can fit it, maybe a splash of 1 or 2, and then with the Sukunas, that's 5 swings over 3. That's gonna close out games. So I think that's great. I also wanted to talk about just one round that I had today or yesterday. It was my very first round. I was playing against Sukuna Bounce, and the guy was relatively new, so maybe he didn't know all the lines, but I had to action draw my first 2 turns, and it got down to a game where I was at 1 life and he was at 1 life, and he had 4 energies in the back, 4 in the front, 2, let me just try to put this together right now, to a Gojo in back and like 3 characters in the front.
Okay.
So the game was mostly unwinnable for me, but I got lucky.
As we do in Union sometimes.
I got very lucky.
We got a final in life.
Hit the final in life, even though losing the top of my board. And that allowed me to win the game because I had 2 fingers in the discard, Sukuna in hand, and Yuji and another 0 drop. So I was able to just kind of play
close
it
out from there.
And then just win with the impact. So that was one of my games where I could have been out round 1. But final trigger happened, and I was able to win day 1 and win the final. So that was like,
that's pretty crazy. Hitting the final trigger is always it's always a surreal feeling.
It is
and then
wild.
You're like, okay, now how do I come back from this? You know? Because in those situations, normally you have to block her out. You don't have a front line. It can be tough. So.
Like it was daunting because this is my board versus 8.
Oh,
4 characters in the front and 4 in the back, and it's like, can I come out
your
of
board
this?
is 1 card. He
One
probably
card.
thought he had the win, even though you hit a final trigger.
So that was amazing.
And,
Was
you know, that's just UA sometimes. Sometimes the triggers are really great for us.
Yeah, and it was really great for me yesterday, and I'm grateful that it was great for me in the finals.
The two special triggers, the color trigger very early, bouncing the Ichigo. Were you worried about him getting the Ichigo back on the field, getting more trash and stuff like that into his deck? Like building up that trash fast can be really dangerous for purple.
Yes, I think it could have been debatable. There was a turn where I was gonna bounce the Ichigo or the Rukia, and I decided to bounce the Ichigo instead of the Rukia, I believe. Just because I didn't want a big body swinging into me, so I ended up bouncing the Ichigo, and I knew his life was low enough where if he had to block, he would have to block with the Rukia. And also another thing is, if I might have left the Ichigo there, it could have been raided into, so I also didn't want that.
Yeah, I noticed that he didn't have any other. There was a moment where you bounced a Renji. He didn't have any other Renjis.
Correct. That was the game plan. That was very game.
He didn't have any other Ichigos on the field, so if he did hit a raid from life that would affect your gameplay, like potentially KOing something, you wouldn't like be stumped by that. That was really
that was part of the game plan. Similar to yesterday, the guy had only 1 Ichigo, and I bounced the Ichigo back again, and the very next trigger was the Ichigo raid, which in this case it played out. I knew he only had 1 Renji, so I decided to bounce the Renji, and luckily enough he hit the Renji raid instead of the Ichigo raid.
Yeah, I definitely just want to congratulate you again. You definitely played very well, especially in those last turns where you definitely saw the lines for a win, but you still took caution, and even though he used 3 finals and everything, you were still like, okay, let me play this out, like, if he does, worst case scenario. And that's what good players tend to do, and what good players tend to mindset. And you performed very well. Very good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you.